This is Canucks Only.
This is Canucks Only.
Here are your hosts, Shylo Smith and Rob Young.
All right. Shylo, how are you?
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Good, man. Well, Game 3, not so good. We started off with the pump up the volume, pump up the good feelings of the preseason, good feelings on Game 1. Game 2, not so much, and then followed up by a not so great Game 3. What's your thoughts on Game 3 against St. Louis?
Yeah, not a lot of good takeaways from that game. I think everyone was sort of, well, I'll say everyone. Sherwood impressed again, and I say impressed, but not like it's in relation to the rest of the team. So he was impressive compared to everyone else's inabilities,
right?
But he had the most shots out of all the players. He had a good game. So again, in relation to a 5-2 loss.
Garland looked good. Sherwood looked pretty good. Quinn looked good. He looked like he was trying things again. Mm-hmm. Lankinen put in a solid effort. Mm-hmm. Myers was trying things. There was things that were there, but we just weren't cohesive.
No.
There was... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just the team effort, but it's not coming from the right people at this point. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to win. O'Connor didn't look great. I am an O'Connor fan. He looked slow, and I don't know what the difference is. And there just wasn't any. There was no sustained pressure. There was no. I wanted to say offensive bite. There was just no bite to their game, where they're digging in and keeping pressure up, creating chances, cycling the puck, getting shots on net. There was nothing. It was a very, not even flat. It was just an off effort, and it came from all the people that needed to be not off. They needed to be on. And it's just confusing. It's Petey did not have a good game. Nope. He fumbled the puck a couple times. He gave it away for the early goal. Yeah, and he got manhandled behind the net, got pushed down, fell down. So I don't know. I was rewatching the game before we started recording here. I watched it live. Obviously, it was on Thanksgiving. I wasn't really giving it my 100% full attention. I was watching it, but there was a room full of people, so I really wasn't watching as closely as I wanted to. And as I was rewatching it, I was getting angry. I was getting really upset. And I've been editing the other episodes and going through that as well, and then building up towards. I knew I was going to rewatch it this evening. I didn't get through all of it. And I started getting angry. I started getting really upset about, where we kind of started, and the optimism was there with preseason in Game 1, and then Game 2, understandable. It's Edmonton. But St. Louis, they're kind of behind where we are, and we got handled pretty well by them. And that it's just so disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, again, when Connor Garland and Kiefer Sherwood are your two best players,
right?
You're not going to have long-term successes, right? Those are supposed to be the depth guys.
Your second and third line guys, playing Garland on the third line will destroy most other third lines. They can't handle him. Sherwood, he can also play up and down your lineup, but you really want him in that third line role, also decimating the other third line. Mm-hmm. And energy-wise, opportunity-wise, the young guys weren't creating. Hedl was trying, but he again was being kept to the outside from what I could see and recall here. But the results don't lie. Getting 2 goals Myers hit the post early. Does that change the complexity of it? Not really, because we didn't handle Robert Thomas. We didn't handle Snuggerud. We didn't handle, and those players we have answers for on our team, and we should be doing very similar things to what St. Louis is. I was reminded from rewatching this that St. Louis last year was on a heater getting into the playoffs. They've done it before with some of that personnel winning. There's only a couple of holdovers from winning that cup, I believe. But, the way they're structured as a team, we really have some better pieces, and we didn't play nearly as well as they did. And I don't know what that says. Is it the system? Is it the personnel? Is it straight execution? Is it the game plan? Like, I think everyone's a little lost on this. I know I am. I don't even know what to make of it at this point.
I don't know either. I think one of the things that I'd be looking to do right now is change things up. I know you and I spoke about lines before, but what else is there to do?
Not much. I mean, you have to give it a big shakeup. Scratching a few people. I mean, what options does the coach have? Scratching people. The only thing he has to get people's attention is ice time. Mm-hmm. And so you're right with line combos, scratching, power play time, rewarding them. It's there's only so much that he can do at that point, and the players have to respond. If the players don't respond, then their hands are being forced all over the place by the players are forcing the coach's hand, the players forcing the GM's hand at that point.
Yeah, it's exactly like you and I were talking before, and I said, the coach has an option before him, which is take a big risk, do something that may not work, in doing something like playing PD more minutes, giving him so much workload that he doesn't have time to think about things. He doesn't have time to take a deep breath. He's just got to work himself out of his problems. But if that flops, then your job's on the line. So how much risk is the coach willing to take to pull PD out of his funk? Because ultimately, this team sits on PD's shoulders. You can bring anyone else into the mix, and yes, Hughes is included on that, but Hughes is somewhat performing, maybe not 100% right now, but he's looking like he's doing Hughes things. PD, on the other hand, is lacking. So how much risk do you take to try and get him back on track? Because the other option is dropping his ice time, putting him on lower shifts, maybe even consider sitting him. And if those things don't shake him up and it doesn't get him out of his funk, you're back where you started. So it's tough.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it is in the players' hands. Like, I mean, we've for 3 games now, and it's only 3 games, which is the crazy part. But we looked like we're in real trouble, like 3 games in. And I would say that we are guilty as a market to pull the panic switch too early. I don't know if it's too early at this point. I don't know if it's there's anything but pulling the sirens, and it's all hands on deck here. I can't even imagine what the conversations are. The coaches, first the coaches and then the management. Because it's not very fun here on the streets. That's for sure. Because everyone's got to be scratching their heads. Did you see there's a clip on Donnie and Dolly with Craig Button, and he even threw the buyout option on PD.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy. Game 3.
He did all the math on it too.
And for a former general manager or assistant general manager, whatever he was, and a scout. And I think that he's been a fairly decent PD proponent, but you could see the frustration on his face. Like he's not even attached to this organization, and he's frustrated. That's crazy. And I think that was also part of my bad mood. It was like when it bleeds out like that. It seems to be. I wanted to say obvious, but who's pulling the wool over whose eyes at this point? Really, right? Who's fooling who? And it is solely on Petey to get it together, or he will be out of here for a bag of pucks, and we will complain and cry and moan about it. But we can certainly use that $11 million in cap space, especially with all the free agents that are available next year, even though some of them are actually signing early, like Jack Eichel. So, just a frustrating answer to the Edmonton game. You'd think you'd get more out of that, and it could be, the turkey weekend, Thanksgiving, people got things on, Thanksgiving dinner on their minds, early game. There's lots of excuses that you can kind of throw that way. Not a lot of them are great excuses, but look you look at the stat sheet. Quinn was a -3. I mean, when's the last time you saw that since year 1 or 2? Mm-hmm. I can't even imagine. I can't even think of him having a game where he got kind of beat up like that defensively.
Yeah. It's and it's really tough because you got to know that these guys are feeding off each other, good and bad, right? And it just makes it that much more difficult for us as fans to be excited about the next game.
Right.
And the second that people start booing them as they exit the ice, or that first jersey that gets thrown on the ice, like, can you imagine game, what would we be at? So they're on the 5 road. So let's say game 9, and there's jerseys on the ice. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard because it's hard to kind of imagine because the slate was wiped clean. There was an absolute opportunity for a fresh start with Miller out of the picture, the Rangers not doing so good, Miller getting hurt, Miller pointless. There was lots of sort of like things to be able to say, hey, well, it could be worse. It could be, kind of relishing in the the Miller deal is all done and take some pleasure in their pain. But wow, we got served up a whole bunch more pain so far, and it's only game 3. I'm a little miffed and speechless, even just watching this replay again, because I can't really see. I think the first 3, 4, 5 minutes was okay for the Canucks, but after that, St. Louis just had something going that we had no answer for. And they only have Robert Thomas, Kyrou, Snuggerud, and then their defense. I mean, they've got 3 decent puck moving defensemen, but still, it's not. We don't want to be in those conversations like we can't beat the St. Louis's of the league. Mm-hmm. We should on paper, maybe not. Maybe that's the rose-colored glasses here. You would think if you're going to put money down, put your dollar on a win, lose, or tie. You thought, oh, the Canucks got this one, no problem at home. But maybe Turkey weekend, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. So are you saying that we're going on the road next? What do we got here?
I think we got 4 games on the road.
Let's see here. Let's switch this over. Oh, they keep changing the websites. Let's see. Okay, so we're at Dallas. So it doesn't get any easier. On Thursday, at Chicago. I mean, that could be. I mean, by some miracle, we beat the Stars. I don't think so, but
No.
Realistically,
Should be able to beat Chicago.
Blackhawks, and then an early game on Sunday.
And then
It says 12:30 Eastern. Is that a 9:30 a.m. our time? Oh my goodness!
that is 9:30 a.m. our time. And then Tuesday they're up against the Penguins. And then Thursday it's Nashville. And then they're back home for Saturday, November 1st.
Yeah. So
it's a long road trip. And if they skunk out on these games, man, and it's Montreal that's in on Saturday. When they're back home, it's Montreal
hockey night.
Canadiens.
Yeah. Wow.
That place is going to be rocking with Habs fans.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, PD has to really show something here, or I think he's gone. I think Trader Jim will earn his nickname. I think that PD will have to go. It's crazy, for the long drawn out drama that got us to here. It took 3 games for him to completely sour the bucket of milk.
Yeah.
Like, it's sour. Like, this is.
Well, if you go on Twitter, everyone's talking about just getting rid of him.
Right.
I sent you a message, a text message there with an image. Someone found an Upper Decks hockey card. And it says above the ice, and it's of Pettersson, and he's lying down on the ice.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Even Upper Deck's taking shots at him.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like
here's a stat that's fun. In the last 100 games, Elias Pettersson, 26 years old, has 178 shots. In the last 100 games, Brent Burns has 209 shots.
Wow. So you said that's PD in the first 100 games, you're saying that?
No. In the last, now.
Oh, I
last
see.
100 games.
Oh, I see.
Back. So in his last 100 games, he's 30 shots behind Brett Burns.
Wow. Let's see if I can pull up some things here. Yeah, wow. It's just hard to it's kind of hard to fathom. Mm-hmm. This kid has all the ability in the world, so it's a motivation thing. And Craig Button was saying, like, I just to get I'm happy with 3 shots in a game. No. I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, time will tell what actually is happening. But wow, it is definitely not a sight to behold at this point. I'm trying to find, I think, Hockey Reference. Let's see if we got shots.
What's that guy's name? Kotkaniemi?
Yeah, Kotkaniemi. Yeah.
Yeah, straight trade.
What's gonna, and that we might be lucky to get that at this point. Everyone's gonna be trying to fleece the Canucks and take a flyer. If they've got cap room, I still think Carolina is probably the perfect fit. They have a nice mentality there. They've got tons of talent, and I think that's what he needs. He needs to go a little under the radar, I think.
Man, but what would be the worst is we get skunked on a trade, he goes somewhere else, and then pulls a Cam Neely.
I know, I 100%. Like, it's the reverse Naslin deal, right?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the shots on goal on Hockey Reference. Surprisingly enough, it was one of the sites that we used in the Sportsnet trucks. Shots on goal. So last year, 109, like you're saying. The year before was 207, and the year before that was 257 for the season. Although, 64 games last year, so that would have been about 120 shots. So, almost a full 100 shots, basically less than the year before, and 150 shots or 130 shots less than the year before that.
Yeah.
Something's up. Something's up. It's he can't be injured.
No. It's in his head. There's something going on. Like,
Yeah, it's in between the ears.
it is. And I don't know, like, I thought it was a real bad sign when he got married and no one knew about it. None of the players went to it. It was just like something he did. And I'm like, how close are you with this team?
Right.
Right? Because I'm sorry, you're a team. You don't have to like each other, but you got to be together.
Right.
And that's why I'm hoping that this road trip actually, I'm really hoping that it because it forces them together. And I'm really hoping it creates some sort of, congealing between them all, because they're going to be forced to be together.
Right.
That's my hope. It's a nice long road game or road games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, if that's all we get out of it, if they come out of it, even less than 500, but it's the last two games where you see them really come out of it, I'll take that as a win, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, let's see what you do with Pittsburgh. Let's see what you do with Nashville, because if they come out in those two games and they dominate and they're looking like it, then I'm going to start to sing a different tune, maybe. But definitely need to, like, what I don't want to see is they have a great first road game and then it just flops down back to where it is, because that's like their MO, I swear, is something good happens and then lots of bad happens.
For the things they can control or can't control. Is it like a luck thing, do you think, or?
No, I don't think so. I think this is. I don't want to. I hate saying, like, and I don't blame a coach, but this is in the room.
Yeah.
So I don't know how or where, but this is in the room, and you can see it even when these guys like there's some great energy, passion guys on the team,
mm-hmm.
but there's not enough. It seems like you want everyone to be full on, Connor Garland passion all the time.
Yeah.
I'll even say Tyler Myers, like that kind of passion. Like, I may not like him totally as a player, as a defenseman, but man, does he play with passion, especially when he's shoving his stick between McDavid's legs. But he has passion, right? Like, you see it when he plays. Even when he screws up, you can see that, like, oh, right? But PD makes a giveaway pass and then like kind of just glides down the ice like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah, he gave away that, I think it was the first goal, deep in the St. Louis zone. And his body language wasn't as bad as last year, but same, head down, like, oh, crap. And then at least he was skating back. But
yeah, but it wasn't like I want to see someone like just go, like, you're giving everything you got.
Right.
To get back, especially after you give away puck, right?
Well,
and he was just kind of like skating back.
Yeah, he was skating hard, but it was, it was, it was legit a back check, but it wasn't like the mad back check. It wasn't like the, oh my God, I really screwed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was there a little bit, but I know what you're saying. What do they say? If your game's not going, throw a hit. He did hit Schenn open ice, but it's just, it's not enough. Like, he needs to pick more shots, more hits, just get himself in the game. And, whatever's happening or not happening for him, to have his play where it's at, He's got to try something different. I don't know. Like, is he coachable? Is he a coach killer? Like, we don't know, right? Like, we now, 7 years in the league, 7, 8 years. We still actually don't know this player, to be perfectly honest. We know he's got high end ability. He's got crazy talent, but now he's also got this massive inconsistent side of him that's infuriating.
Yep.
I'm all for a long leash, but wow, this is getting a bit much. And is it taking the rest of the team down? I think it is a little bit.
I think so. I think that's, I hate to say it in hindsight, I'm kind of like, maybe Miller would have been better to keep and PD be the trade away.
Right. And those that side of the argument's always been there on social. Mm-hmm. But you just don't know. You don't know until you play it out. And everything you said about, the trade you regret, it's still there. That possibility. We've been through it, We've only been the beneficiary. Well, Naslund, who else do you think would be the long shot? Trade. Neely is the big one, obviously.
Are we talking about like trades we lose?
Yeah, the trades we lost big. Neely's obviously the big one.
I'd even say Beery was one that we lost.
Yeah, and our hand was forced on that, so it's a little bit different.
We still lost it.
Oh, big time. So,
we didn't get anything from that. Like Linden's trade was a big loss, but we got so much out of that trade. Yeah, like if you follow that path, right?
Yeah, the trade tree on that for sure.
Yeah,
it led to Daniel Sedin.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But I mean. And we got good stuff with that trade with Miller. I'm glad of what we got, but it doesn't fix the room. It doesn't fix whatever's broken right now.
And on top of that, for all the things we talked about, how do we keep Quinn Hughes? This is not the way you start a conversation with Quinn Hughes to try and keep him. To try and extend him, to try and re-sign him. That's the next part of the casualty of this, which is in this chess game of trying not to lose one of the best defensemen that's ever played. This is trash. This is absolute the worst hand to be dealt this early on. And it's not an easy schedule. I think that. Well, Dallas is that's almost a guaranteed loss. I hate to say it. Blackhawks are winnable. The Capitals is winnable. That's kind of right up our alley, but they have Ovechkin and they've been doing well. They beat the Rangers twice. Penguins, who knows? That's a crapshoot. And then Nashville that's not an easy game.
Yeah.
And then Montreal, and then we play Edmonton. And then we play the Rangers. I mean, that's just terrible.
Yep. They got us. Like, if you're actually looking at it, winnable games, they're below 500 for the next 12 games.
Like, honestly, I don't know the way they're playing. I'm hard pressed to see circling somewhere and saying that should be a win. It's honestly November 23rd against Calgary. That's how far in the future I'm looking and saying, we should win that game. Everything else is a 50-50 or a loss. Hurricanes, Lightning, Panthers. I mean, Columbus is a 50-50. Colorado, Winnipeg.
Yeah, we play the Blues again, even.
We're playing the Predators again. Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, like... I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like what teams in the NHL are they at or beatable? 50-50 or beatable?
Oh, at this point, the way they're playing?
There's a handful.
Like we're fighting it out for wild card and below teams, which is at the bottom third of the league.
Yeah. I'm sitting here going like, are we going to beat Utah?
So I mean, if we are, when's American Thanksgiving? I can't remember. Is it November? We just had ours, right? So November something, right? So if we are, in theory, having 3 wins by that point, 3 or 4 wins, and that's possible.
Yep.
Does I think New Jersey has room for Quinn Hughes right now? And is our hand being forced to trade Quinn Hughes a full season earlier than we, half a season or a full season earlier than we want? Because right now it's either trade deadline this year, summer, sometime next year, or trade deadline next year. There's really 3 really windows to trade him, but is a 4th opportunity being created here by this dumpster fire that we've got on our hands potentially?
Yeah.
And if so, then you have to keep Petey, or you move them both, and you kind of just you start. You need to rebuild a little bit. The D, like we talked about the last couple episodes, the D is solid. So now Hronek, Wielander, Mancini become your offensive options. Everything else is solid. Marcus
Pettersson. Losing Hughes. If you're losing Hughes, it's not that solid.
Yeah. No, well, I'm saying solid. We don't have any star power, right, at that point. So all the star power goes out the window. But now you essentially have $20 million in cap space between Petey and Quinn. More, maybe, because Quinn should make about 15. So that's 25 million minimum in cap space. Mm-hmm. You can rebuild. You can do it if the culture can be rebuilt, and you got character guys. You let the guys like Myers and Forbert and Sherwood and Garland and Besser control the room. And they're kind of quiet personalities, though. There's no rah-rah guys. You see maybe Garland. Everyone was saying, before with the Miller PD drama, losing Ian Cole, losing Zadorov, losing all those guys that would have stepped up to Miller in the room weren't there. So it was allowed to build and fester and get to the point of removing Miller from the room. But it's going to be a massive culture rebuild as well. The nice guy country club is going to be on the docket again. Vancouver's a nice place to live, and it's not, the weather's great. But they've got some hard decisions to make. And that has to be one of the options on the table. I hate to say it. I don't want to see Quinn Hughes leave ever. Mm-hmm. But you have to sell high and buy low if possible. We're gonna if we get rid of Quinn, that's selling high, and get rid of Petey, and then we're selling low. And it's terrible. It's horrible. Or you keep Petey. I don't know I think if he wears the real barometer in all this is going to be Rutherford. If Rutherford loses faith, or gets frustrated, Petey's gone. Like, he will trade him for whatever.
A bag of pucks.
Right. Like, you could trade him to Chicago, let him play with Bedard. You could trade him to Carolina. You could trade him to one of the teams that has a ton of cap space, maybe Detroit. Maybe Yzerman loves him. He would fit in there decently, and you bring in Nicholas Lidstrom to, beat him over the head, with kindness, the big sweet stick, long stick. Anyways, I don't even know.
Nah, I don't know either, because I don't want to. I'm still sitting there going, man, can you imagine him on like another team where they have high caliber talent to like pair him up with?
Yeah.
And if he came out of his funk just because of the change,
yeah.
And now, there he goes. Where's Marchand now? He's Florida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine getting him traded to Florida.
Well, you can hide him. That's kind of what you need to do. You know, LA is going to have cap room. You know, it's funny because when we looked at this last in the summer episode, the Devils had room, but signing Luke Hughes, they're, according to Puckpedia, they're minus $5 million in against the cap.
Oh wow.
Golden Knights are minus 8. Oilers are minus 2.8. The Stars are minus 400,000. Then the Devils are minus. Panthers are minus 7.6, but they've got multiple injuries. Mm-hmm. The Rangers are minus 1 million. The Sharks are. How did the Sharks become minus 1 million? They had so much cap space. You know, the Blackhawks right now have 13 million cap space. The Ducks have 12. The Penguins have 11. I mean, the Penguins. I mean, I don't think they would do it. The Red Wings have 11 million in cap space right now.
Yep.
So, don't know. I mean, it's literally the worst case scenario. Literally. It would be better if he was injured and not here.
Yeah.
You get the cap relief. You have to play the kids, and you kind of roll the dice. You know, if they get close to the playoffs, then maybe Trader Jim pulls one, even though Alvin's the GM. Don't know.
Yeah.
Frustrating, very frustrating, and classic Canucks luck. I mean, depending on who I would talk to in my Canucks circles, friends, family, be like, classic Canucks. Like it seems to fit, right? We have a complex for a reason. You know.
Yeah.
This fan base, top 10 fan base in the league, top 10 or, you know, top 3 worst on social media, whatever. However you want to peg this market, you know, there's passion here. But like we kind of deserve better, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's frustrating is really what it comes down to, because I'm just kind of like, for me, it's like, I'm like, if we could fix Petey, that's all our problems right there.
Yeah.
Right? If he's back to second year quality, or third year, I guess he was kind of injured second year, right? First year, second year, third year. Like, if he's back to that quality,
yeah,
we're laughing. But you know, here we are, 3 games in, using the buyout calculator.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's super nuts. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't know either. Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, for me, this road trip is really going to be I don't want to say the make or break, but that's what I want to say. Like, this is the pre-Thanksgiving test. If they can pull something out of this road trip to make fans excited, and to show us that they have sort of, you know, everyone's starting to fire on cylinders. Mm-hmm. And I say on cylinders, not all cylinders.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be good. That's good news. That's going to be great. If they come back from this road trip, which was, how many games was it? 6?
Oh, I didn't see
something like that, right?
Yeah.
So if they come back and they're like, you know, 2 wins and 6, man, and then coming home to the Habs,
yeah,
that's going to be an ugly game. Like, I guarantee you, the fans are going to get vocal.
Yeah, I just went to the thought, like, wow. You know, we could be going for last pick overall at this point, and just who that is, right? Which is that the silver lining in this? You know, we drop far enough which is what irritated me about the push last year, is that Boston dropped and got a really good player. Although we got Coots, so that's fine. I'm just looking. I think next year is a good draft pick as well. Look, we're in game 3 now. We're talking summer entry draft. Like this is nuts. Like honestly, like we're trying to find something good to talk about. So Gavin McKenna, is the
when the silver lining is the 2026 draft
in the summer,
3 games in,
and it's October 15th. Like this is crazy. Oh, that's a tough one. I just don't get it. Gavin McKenna is the top prospect coming up. He's supposed to be great.
McKenna. I know that name for some reason.
Anyways, do we get a break ever, or do we?
No, we're not gonna.
Do we drop? Do we drop in the lottery as been the custom for the majority of the time this has ever existed? So.
Mm-hmm. And what does ownership do?
I don't know. What can you do? What?
I know, but they. I mean, the mentality, right? If something's broke, you got to change something to fix it. So
yeah, and
if they're not willing to do a buyout, let's say they're like, no, we're not doing a buyout. Well, what are they going to change? Like, are we got another 1-year coach?
Yeah, we'll even make it that far,
Yeah, because you got Rutherford's got to sit there and go, well, what do I need to do to keep my job?
Yeah, and I don't think Rutherford cares. Like well, I'm sure he cares, but I mean, how old is Jim? I mean,
well, yeah, I mean, there's still that.
Like, yeah, he's 76. Is he going to have
the money? It's more about like just the pride, right?
Yeah, he was quite, resolute in his stance that like I'm doing what I want. I'm not going to listen to Aquilini. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where I'm like, does he care if this is his last gig? Or he's 76, right? So
yep,
he's got cups.
Well, and then what's his face? What's his face has skin in the game still?
Alvin, yeah,
Alvin.
Well, someone made a comment that in some early chatter today that maybe Alvin's the fall guy on this, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're gonna do a move, Alvin before Rutherford and before Foote kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Not fair. Not his. Not his responsibility to get the players, executing. So it's all unfair. It's all super unfair.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's frustrating. You've said it. It's frustrating because I'm sitting here racking my brain and I'm just like, there's no clear path. There's no easy fix.
No.
And there's just doom and gloom ahead. The only saving grace is PD turning around and picking this team up and carrying them on his shoulders. And he just doesn't look to have the personality to do that. And I hate to say that, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Just reading what Yannick Hansen said, and everyone is doing exactly what we're doing here right now, is calling out Petey, because that is the only target that needs to be hit with a bullseye, because he has to do it, or there's not much to talk about, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
Demko can have the season of all seasons. Quinn Hughes can win another Norris Trophy, but if Petey's not going, we're kind of sunk.
Yep.
And all the Miller camp people, Miller yes, Petey no, are going to be quite pleased about this.
Yep. It's yeah. You're right. I mean, it's all on Petey. And man, like if these fans turn, and I mean like in the games, like could you imagine every time he touches a puck they start booing? Like he's already fragile, I want to say.
Yeah.
Could you imagine he at home and the home fans are booing him when he touches the puck?
Oh, man. Hey, did you see what the score in the Chicago-St. Louis game was tonight?
No, I haven't.
The Blackhawks beat St. Louis, the same very St. Louis Blues that beat us 8-3.
Oh, my goodness.
They scored 5 straight goals, the Blackhawks.
Well, and we're playing them too, so here we go. Oh, look, and Utah beat the Flames.
Like honestly, like this is not how we wrote it up on the chalkboard. When you and I talked about we'll measure everything by American Thanksgiving. Oh, I mean, to be honest, let's just do the math again to not beat it over.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm just gonna go back here. Okay, Stars. I think it's a loss. Blackhawks. We'll call that a Canuck win. So 1-1. Capitals. I'm going to say a loss. So 1-2. Penguins. I have a feeling we're going to lose that one. 1-3. Predators. We'll give them that one. Let's say 2-3. Canadians. I don't know. 3-3. Let's say the Canucks pull that one out.
Okay.
Oilers. I'm going to lose that. So 3-4. Rangers probably lose that one. 3-5. I don't know. Could get as many as 4 wins. Maybe we'll get 2 wins. But that's only a 3-win season if you win at the worst case scenario in 7-7 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
And I'm sitting here going, Dallas can beat us. Blackhawks can beat us. Capitals can beat us. Penguins can beat us. Nashville, Montreal, Oilers, Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a redemption game against St. Louis.
Yeah, maybe. Yep.
But that's in St. Louis.
I let's just even say we get a 400 record over the next, that next stretch. That's still only going to be 4 or 5 wins at the most.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh man! All right, I'm getting depressed. This is getting depressing.
Yeah, I was knowing that we were recording. I was in a foul mood. There's no doubt about it. Like I said in the other episode, when the Canucks win, everyone's doing great, and when they lose, this whole city is grumpy.
Yep. You betcha.
And I am no
I was
exception.
actually looking at all the games, it was like a underdog night tonight, eh?
Yeah.
Red Wings beat the Panthers.
Red Wings look pretty
Sabres.
decent. They handled Toronto pretty well. I can't remember if they where is the scores? Let's see if I can pull it up here. Red Wings. I don't want that. NHL. This will be. They played Toronto back to back last weekend, and they beat the Leafs, the first one. Let's see here. Where's their results? Teams. They've done a decent job there. I don't know what's happening for them. Yeah, they beat the Leafs twice in those 2 days. Yep. 2 games. Lost to Montreal. Oh, and they beat the Leafs again. Was that preseason? No, come on. Oh, yeah. So that one was
preseason.
No, I think this is the it's hard to tell. I don't think it was preseason. It was October 2nd, the Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3, 4, 5. They got 5 wins, Detroit, right now. They would happily take Petey, to bolster that lineup. And they got the cap room.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they're a young upstart team. And they're doing good. So, don't know. I don't know, man. Like I was frustrated before. I don't think I think talking it out. I think Foot really has 2 options. You play him a lot, and then you kind of bench him. You kind of sit him. And then who do you put in? Really, like,
yeah.
On our who's the 23rd guy on the roster? Let's go here.
I don't know. Who'd you
like who's the scratches? I guess we don't really have any because Bluger and Hoagland are hurt. Assassin's up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in theory, we have 3 extra forwards. 2, 3, 2 extra D. Don't know. Have to look at the game sheet.
Yeah, I'm taking a look. Canucks scratches.
The scratches were Forbort. Oh, Linus Carlson's still a scratch, so he's not sent down.
No, I guess not.
So
I thought Bluger was injured. Why is he on a scratch?
Don't know. Maybe they're doing it for salary cap things.
Okay.
Don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
like it can't get much worse. Like if you scratch, if you scratch Petey, it doesn't get much worse than what's happening right now. And either he comes back and it works, or it doesn't work, and you've just compounded or solidified the problem. But then you're.
So is there a difference between like just giving him all the ice time, put him out there for everything, and try and force him to work through whatever his issues are, or benching him? Now, I know there's a difference between those two, but is there? So in the overall picture of like what the team sees and how this comes out, let's say your outcome is exactly the same, right? So either he turns around by playing them, then he turns around by benching him, or he fails by both. So the outcome is exactly the same for both. Which one's better?
Well, at least by playing him to death, you'll know. Like he'll have a chance to play his way out of it. And then everyone's like, well, we tried. If you do that before, if you bench him before you do that, then you'll always have questions. You'll always have you'll always wonder. And if he gets shipped out and without doing that, so I think you're right. I think you have to give him a 3 to 5 game stretch, and then then you kind of throw your hands up and you say, well, we don't know anymore. But then the rest of the league will also know, and literally the return will be a bag of pucks.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I'm of the same mindset. Like I would just say, I would play him for everything. I'd be giving him 17, 18 minutes a game.
Every second shift.
He'd be out there, right? And he either's going to get out of the funk, and it might not be like game 1 or game 2, right? But I would expect to see in that stretch of away games that he comes out of it. And if he doesn't, then I'm throwing up the hands going, well, like what can I do?
Right.
Hire a psychologist.
Right. Because part of the symptoms of this problem is that we don't have an identity right now. Are we a Sherwood Garland motor running team that you can bring along an Evander Kane with? You can get all the D to play that same mentality, like hit everything that moves, crash and bang, dump it. You know, that will help the O'Connor, the O'Connors, the Blugers, the Ratus. Even Baines will do that. Even Sasson will do that. Höglander will do that. So there is an identity there, but we're playing this fancy pants version of the game right now based on Hedl and Pettersson and Quinn. And it's not... I think it's confusing. Because come playoff time, that's what you're going to be doing anyways. And so, don't know. I mean... You know, part of it is that you need to see what Hedl's going to do, and you need to see what Pettersson's going to do, and it does come down to that. But there is a backup plan where you become a crash and bang team.
Yep.
Let Pettersson, DPD, Marcus PD, Tyler, Forbert, Hronek. Hronek loves to hit.
Yep. Let them
change the identity, and then. Maybe that changes the energy. Maybe that changes the mentality. Because right now we think we're a fancy high end skilled team from 2 years ago, where everything we touched went in the net. Mm-hmm. You know, Brock opens the season with 4 goals and everything. You remember how many comebacks we had that year? It was mind boggling, and all that is just absolutely gone. And so I don't know. You know, DeBrusque can play that game. Lekramaki maybe not so much, but everyone else can. Besser can. Besser hits.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I think it needs to be tried. And then the fallback is that you let the Sherwoods, Garlands, and Canes lead the emotional temperament of the team.
Yeah. Because
that's kind of how they're built. If they had this dump and chase mentality with Tocchet, and we couldn't do it then that's not the answer here either. But it could be a crash and bang mentality, where teams don't want to play us because they're going to get hit. You know, maybe we all try and set the record that Sherwood set last year. Mm-hmm. Do a team record or something. Who knows? I don't know. I think the whole city is collectively scratching their heads, and other GMs are probably scratching their heads too, and just licking their chops.
Yeah,
waiting to see what happens here.
It's going to be interesting to see how Patrick Allvin sort of handles this as well, because. I'm trying to think, with Pittsburgh, did he ever really...
No, I think he was assistant general manager there, so he didn't have an opportunity. This is his first GM job.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it'll be a good experience for him, I guess. Yeah, he was an interim role, right? Yeah. For like a month.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's like Stan Spiel being a GM.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's like Stan Spiel was undefeated. So, well, that's all I got. Like, I feel a little depleted, a little depressed. I was depressed before. I don't get depressed easily.
No,
yeah, it is mentally exhausting. And I think more so because I was literally doing all the edits on the other episodes, and I was revealed like, and we were happy, and then the Edmonton game, we were like, oh, okay, well, we'll see, and then the St. Louis game happens, you're like, oh my god, this is terrible. It's almost, like I said, worst case scenario at the moment. So
yeah, Yeah, definitely. We're at that doom and gloom sort of
Oh, man.
game 3.
Which is way earlier than I thought. On that note, let's wrap this up. I think we're just going to depress ourselves more. So,
Yeah.
thanks, Shylo.
Yeah, no worries. Let's hope for an amazing road trip where they come back, 6-0. That would make all of us happy.
Could you imagine?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Well, we'll see. All right, Shylo, we'll talk to you in the next one.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, Rob.
Go Canucks, go.
Go Canucks.
Thank you for watching Canucks Only.
Canucks Only. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe.